Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Tarps Off. So, 15 games on the docket for November 24th. We're going to start off with the Avalanche and the Wild. So, to start the first period, Ross Colton scores for the Avalanche at 17:43 from Bowen Byram and Riley Tufte. Second period, Nichushkin was scored at 8:39 from McKinnon and Dewan Taves on the power play. Wild would answer Kirill Kaprizov scoring at 9:13 the second from Marco Rossi. Eric Sneck would also score to tie it up at 14:21 from Zuccarello and Kaprizov on the power play. And in the third period, Curtis McDermott would score the game winner at 4:56 from Cogliano and Olofsson. Avalanche take that 1-3-2. Tampa Bay and Carolina. In the first period, Carolina opens up the scoring. Stefan Noesen scoring from Jack Drury and Michael Bunting at 18:12. Second period, Stamkos opens up the scoring for the Lightning at 1:34 from Point and Kucherov on the power play. Kucherov then scores at 5:40 from Hagel and Anisimov. On the power play. Braden Point would then score at 5:54 from Kucherov and Hedman on the power play. Then Bunting would score one of his own at 14:45 to put the Canes within one. Assist to Svechnikov on the power play. Third period, saw Lightning 5:33. Brendan Hagel scores from Point. Kucherov had himself a game, I tell you. 6:53. Glendening scores unassisted. And then 10:41. Braden Point scores from Nick Perbix and Kolkopke. I think that's right. At 16:45. Kucherov again scores from Hagel and Sergachev, and then Point would score one more at 18:08 from Kucherov and Stamkos on the power play. So I think Kucherov had like a 6-point game. It's ridiculous. Anyways, moving on. Lightning take that one. What was it? 8-2. Yeah. So we move on to the Jets and the Panthers. Jets are on a nice little run here. The first period, Nino Niederreiter scores at 17:43 from Dylan Sandberg and Mason Appleton. Second period, no scoring. Third period, 11:15. Nikolai Ehlers scores from Perfetti and Amiskov. And then Adam Lowry would score at 16:11 from Appleton and Sandberg into the empty net. Jets take that one 3-0. Islanders and Senators. So in the first period, Ottawa opens up the scoring. Drake Batherson scoring at 10:25 from Brady Tkachuk and Josh Norris on the power play. Kyle Palmieri would then score at 13:55 from Brock Nelson and Alexander Romanov. Second period, Oliver Wahlstrom would score for the Isles at 6:22 from Romanov and Pajot. Barzal would then score at 9:51 from Kyle Palmieri and Brock Nelson on the power play. Anders Lee would score from Oliver Wahlstrom at 9:57. This is all in the second period. Stützle would score from Matthew Joseph at 10:56, and then 11:43, Brathwaite would score from Stützle and Joseph. In the third period, at 5:18, Holmstrom would score from Dobson and Mayfield, and the Islanders would take it 5-3. The Penguins and the Sabres then face off. First period, Crosby opens up the scoring, assisted Jake Gensel at 16:46. Second period, 16:44, Lars Eller would score from Magneto. Penguins up 2-0. Third period, at 5:13, Jeff Stone scores from Alex Tuck and Victor Olofsson on the power play. Oposo would then score at 10:52 from Dahlin and Olofsson. And then Tuck would score at 17:16 from Jess Skinner and Casey Mellstadt. They storm about to take it 3-2. Habs and Sharks. So in the first period, no scoring. Second period, Mike Hoffman scores for the Sharks at 5:06 from Willie Eklund and Thomas Hurdle. Eklund would then score one of his own 12:30 from Addison and Hurdle on the power play. At 18:02, Kovacic, I think is right, would score for the Habs from Struble and Caulfield. Third period, Caulfield would tie it up at 3:26 from Slavkovsky and Primo. Overtime would solve nothing. And then Jolonen, I think is right. He would score the shootout winner for the Habs, and they would take that one 3-2. Alright, LA versus Anaheim. So about the California teams. LA having a nice little run here. First period, 10:25. Kevin Fiala scores from Anze Kopitar and Drew Doughty on the power play. Arthur Kaliev would score at 12:26 from Spence and Moore on the power play to put the Kings up 2-0. Byfield would then score in the second period, at 1:17. Assisted Garikov and Kempe, excuse me. Fiala would then score at 2:56 in the second from Danault and Moore. And then Gudis would score at 12:42 from Vetrano and Strome to put the Ducks on the board. Kopitar would then score 3:21 into the third from Kempe and Doughty. And then 11:24, Kaloran would score from McTavish and Terry on the power play. Put the Kings take it 5-2. I think that was their 8th win in a row, something like that. Whatever. St. Louis and Nashville. So in the first period, Nashville opens up the scoring. It's Forsberg at 6:57 from Nyquist and Lazon. Trennan would then score at 7:25 from Sissons and McDonough. And then Luke Evangelista would score at 13:53 from Sherwood and Carey. Alexander Carey. Pavel Buchnevich would then put the Blues on the board at 16:32 from Scandella and Thomas. Second period, Predators keep on scoring at 2:45. Spencer Stastny would score from Evangelista and Sherwood. 4:46, Ryan O'Reilly would score from Forsberg and Barry on the power play. Evangelista would add another one at 6 minutes from Tomasino and Carrier. Robert Thomas would score at 10:17 in the second from Buchnevich and Saad. And then Forsberg would add another one at 17:29 from Cole Smith. Not done yet, third period, Jake Neighbors scores from Toy Krug and Jordan Carter on the power play at 5:23. Then 12:42, Kiva Schroeder would score unassisted. The Predators take that one 8-3. But Oilers and Caps, not one of my favorite games of the night. Or the afternoon, I guess, because this was the only one. First period, Evander Kane scores from Leon Draisaitl and Desharnais at 14:10. 15:24, Nugent Hopkins would score from McDavid and Hyman. Second period, Bouchard would score from McDavid and Hopkins on the power play at 3:44. At 4:48, Leon Draisaitl would score from McDavid and Hopkins on the power play. And then at 18:37, Draisaitl would score from Zach Hyman and Connor David on the power play. Third period, no scoring. Oilers take it 5-0. I thought the Caps were going to win that one, to be perfectly honest. Whatever. Alright, Blue Jackets and Devils. And down here. First period, Jackets open up the scoring. It's Boone Jenner from Johnny Gaudreau at 10:04. Alex Holtz would score at 13:15 from Andre Palat. And then the Blue Jackets would take one back at 19:23. The first from Robinson. Eric Robinson scored the goal assist to Danforth and Gudbranson, former Canuck. Second period, no scoring. Third period, no scoring. Jackets take that one 2-1. So the Devils falling off a little bit, but whatever. Alright, Maple Leafs and Blackhawks. This was fun. First period, Nick Robinson would score from Max Domi and Mark Giordano at 7:14. Jason Dickinson, former Canuck, would score at 8:03 from Joey Anderson. Kelly Young would then score at 1:17 the second from TJ Brody and Max Domi. Reeves would score at 3:31 from Jake McCabe and David Kump. Dickinson would score again. He's a former Canuck as well. Or still, at least. Unassisted at 12:27 in the second. Third period, 15 seconds in, he would complete the hat trick unassisted. Just Dickinson scoring. And then in overtime, at 4:30, Kevin Korchinski scores from Bedard and Khrushchev. The Blackhawks take that one in overtime, 4-3. Alright, New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers facing off. So in the first period, the Rangers open up the scoring. Mika Zibanejad scoring from Blake Wheeler and Chris Kreider 45 seconds in. A minute and 53 seconds into the first, Kreider scores again unassisted. Well, he adds a goal to his total unassisted. Second period, Zibanejad scores at 17:41 from Blake Wheeler and Gustafsson. And then Couturier would score from Nick Seeler and Cam Atkinson at 17:39. Third period, no scoring. Rangers take that one 3-1. Red Wings and Bruins. So in the first period, Detroit opens up the scoring at 5:13. JT Compher scoring from Gostisbehere and Raymond on the power play. DeBrincat with that score 15-1 unassisted to put the Red Wings up 2-0. Second period, 3 minutes in, Jake DeBrusk would score to put the Bruins on the board. Assisted David Pastrnak and Pavel Zacha on the power play. Robbie Fabry would then score for the Red Wings at 13:24 from Sprong and DeBrincat. Danton Hine would add Boston's second goal 4 minutes and 12 seconds into the third from Coyle and Lurie. Yeah, I think Lurie is right. Larkin would then score at 5:08 from Comfort and Gostisbehere on the power play. And then at 18:15, David Perron would score unassisted into the empty net, handing the Bruins their second regulation loss of the season. They took that one 5-2. Alright, Calgary and Dallas. So this one was a bit of a surprise. Anyways, first period, Wyatt Johnson opens up the scoring for the Stars at 1:13. Assisted Jamie Benn and Evgeny Dadonov. AJ Greer would then score for the Flames at 8:19 from Dubé and Ruzicka. Robertson would then answer for the Stars to tie it up at 11:27. He assisted Nils Lundqvist. Second period, Serengovich would score 43 seconds in from Lindholm and Mangiapane. Johnson would add a second of the game at 4:44 from Ben and Dadonov. Pavelski would then score to, I believe, give the Stars the lead. Yeah, from Duchesne and Robinson on the power play. Ruzicka would then put the Flames within one at 13:27 from Tanev, former Canuck, and Greer. Third period would be all Flames at 1:53. Blake Holman scores from Mackenzie Weegar and Rasmus Anderson. 2:22. Lindholm would score from Serengovich and Mangiapane. 70:28. Backlund would score from Jerry and Coleman. And then at 8:21, Kadri would score from Serengovich into the empty net. The Flames take that one 7-4. So that was a surprise. Flames pulling it together a little bit, at least more than the others are. Then my favorite game of the night, Vancouver and Seattle. So a rematch. First period at 5:05, Teddy Blueger scores his first as a Canuck unassisted on a short-handed goal. Beautiful finish by him. Second period at 2:07, Joshua scores. He was hurting for one. Buzzer on the net all night. Scores from Garland and Oman. Called up. And he had a game. Then at 17:29, the second, Ty Cartier would score from Vince Dunn to put the Kraken within one. But the third period, the Canucks locked it down, not letting them get anything else. I think it was 2 shots. But at 9:43, Sam Lafferty scores again from Roenick and Hughes. Hughes' point streak extends to 10 games. At 12:38, Nils Höglander would score from Oman, his second assist of the night. And then at 17:30, McCabe would score from Connor Garland and Tyler Myers. The Canucks take that one 5-1, and they're playing San Jose tonight. So I don't want to say trap game, and I'm not going to. Canucks are going to take this one. So anyways, feel free to roast me in the comments if the Sharks happen to, by some miracle, win. Anyways, that's going to be it from today. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe if you like it, and I'll see you for a full review of tonight's games tomorrow. Adios.